Good afternoon, guys. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Trader Tom here, and I hope you are all doing well. If you didn't join me yesterday, Happy New Year. It's still the first week of January, so it's okay if we say Happy New Year. Yeah, hope everyone is well. Guys, we have got a few things we're going to do during this live stream. We are going to look at a couple of trades that I am in. I took the US dollar Canadian dollar trade yesterday that I spoke about in yesterday's live stream, but I want to get out of it. So we're going to look at that. We're also going to look at a trade that I've been in since before Christmas, but I've been keeping it because the swaps are positive. So we'll look at that as well. We're also going to look at a potential. There's only really, well, there's a couple of trades I'm looking at today as well. So we'll keep an eye on them. So yeah, we'll do all of that, guys. And we are going to give somebody $5,000 for a prop firm funded challenge, courtesy of Blueberry Funded or E8 Markets, depending where you are in the world. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can participate in the $5,000 prop firm challenge with a chance to win it. All right, so that's exciting. We're going to do that. What else are we going to do? We're going to take a quick look at the news right now. All right, let's take a look at the news. We've had, the Aussie dollar is flying, right? So we've had some more positive news come out of there, but the Aussie dollar's been flying. So much so I haven't been able to get into a couple of trades that I like, and I'll explain that as well. And we also had a lot of Euro news as well, which was negative overall, right? But we haven't seen a big reaction in the euro. And then we've got a lot of US dollar coming, a lot of US dollar data coming out later. So, yeah, we must be aware of all of this. It's not happening during this live stream, but I will be paying attention to this later, guys. All right. So, yeah, that is the plan of attack. And also, as always, we're going to take as many of your questions as possible. So please get your questions ready, guys. And it can be absolutely anything to do with trading. You can also test my general knowledge if you like. I went to the pub quiz, as I do every Tuesday, last night, and we finished second. So there you go. Yeah, so yeah, that's the plan, guys. Let's start with New Zealand yen, right? Because I know I explained this trade yesterday, and I'm still in this trade. We're buying it. Okay, we're in this daily uptrend. We've got these bullish candles in here, and we've been buying it, right, with a view to taking profit in here, if not let some profit run. All right. And then if we go to the H4, guys, the higher lows have changed for me, right? So just as a follow-on from yesterday's live stream, we had these lows in here, and now we're getting these lows here, right? We had a bit of a range here, but we're still getting higher highs, all right? But, price is kind of just ranging now between here and here. And two things are going to happen, right? If we get a break of this level, I will be like, happy days. Let's carry on with this trade. Tom, you're a trading genius, right? Joking, right? But if we get a break of this level, I'm going to get out of this trade for a small loss. All right. So, yeah, that's New Zealand yen. Just a little update with that trade there. I also spoke about this trade in yesterday's live stream, and I'm actually in this trade, right? US dollar, Canadian dollar sell. So if we go to the day chart, right, and let's zoom in and let's go back in time. Well, actually, before we zoom in, let's just understand it, right? We're in this downtrend, and this is where we're at, right? Still in a downtrend. And this seems like a good level to aim for. And that's exactly what I was trying to do, right? But let's go back to a day ago, right? So let's go back in time like Marty McFly. And a day ago, guys, this trade was exactly, it looked good, right? In a downtrend, we had this wick rejection at this level, right? I entered on the H4, it was part of my trading strategy. I even talked you through the trade during yesterday's live stream and told you exactly what I'm going to do, right? But this was a day ago, right? Now, if we go back to real time now, you can see we had a very bullish daily candle and it actually broke that high, right? So if you look at these figures in here, guys, right? If you look at the high, if you look at the close of this candle, it's 38155 up here, right? 38155, and then the high of that candle is 38154. So this candle literally just broke that candle. So that for me is a change of trend. I know it's minuscule, but we are getting higher highs and we've got this big bullish candle, which just makes me want to get out of this trade, right? So if we go to the H4, it's not, it's not a crazy notion that we can get a retrace, right? So price came up to this level and I entered yesterday, right? Looking to sell, right? Now, because of what has happened, say that after several beers, although I'm never drinking again, now that daily candle has happened, I just want to get out of this trade. And you can see where my alarm is. If price comes down, I'm getting out of break even, right? And, price, you can see we're getting a bit of selling pressure, right? It might even want to come down further, right? Back to our smart river. But I just want to get out of this trade now because, circumstances have changed, right? And it's very important that you remain flexible in the markets. And it all goes back to managing trades, guys, right? I'm a big believer in managing trades, right? And there's so many tutorials that we have in my Forex trading course and within the VIP Trading Academy, right? So go check out the website. So be flexible, guys. I'm not stubborn enough to just keep saying, right, I'm selling US dollar CAD. I don't care. I'm selling US dollar Canadian dollar. The market has changed on you. So react accordingly, remain fluid, remain dynamic, right? Don't be, because you've placed a trade and you put all of this effort into doing your analysis, you enter according to your strategy, and your assumption is this is a great trade, it must work out, right? No. If the market starts to change, then react accordingly, all right? So that's US dollar Canadian dollar, right? And we got into that yesterday. I just want to get out of it. And in this trade here, guys, I've been in since before Christmas, and this is Canadian dollar Swiss franc. I actually got into this trade all the way over here, right? It never got close to my stop. Here's my target. But the thing I want to share here is I'm not, this trader's actually this, I will share this, right? So, okay, let's focus here. So I started buying it from here, right? And at that point, if we go to the daily chart, right, you can see we was in this uptrend. We'd retraced to a really nice support level. We got a bit of a bounce off that level. And all we are doing is just bobbing up and down this level. So nothing has really, told me to get out of this trade, right? If it breaks these lows, I will get out of this trade, even before it hits my stop loss, right? And I'm also considering getting out of this trade if it comes back up to this level here, right? Because it's kind of ranging a little bit, right? We're kind of seeing this. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do with this trade. I'm happy to stay in this trade because the swaps are positive. I've got over $120 odd in swaps, right? So even if I shut this trade at break even, I've still made $120 just in swaps, right? But nothing's really told me to, to get out of this trade. Nothing's been conclusive, because even if you look at the weekly guys as well, right, you can see we were sort of ranging, and then we broke, and now we're back at this level. Weekly still telling me to carry on with this trade. We're getting higher highs, higher lows, stay in the trade. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at with Canadian dollar Swiss franc. I've been in this trade for literally years, because I started in 2025 and it's now 2026. All right, so yeah, that's everything that I am in right now. And guys, please don't forget to get your questions over to me. Your questions are my fuel. Another thing I wanted to show you guys, because everyone says the Asian session is slow and boring and crap, right? I'm sure they put it more poetically than that, but generally speaking, every trader has been, they're like, oh, Tom, you trade the London and New York, there's loads of volume and liquidity, the Asians crap. I totally disagree. Because if we look at Aussie dollar Swiss franc, right, I wanted to get in this trade after this candle here, right? I wanted to get in this trade the next day. And if we go to the H4 now, right, this was the Asian Open, right? If price come down here and I was awake, I wasn't, I would have started buying this trade. Right, stops below here, right? I would have been nicely in profit. I would have took some profit at this point for sure, right? But when I woke up, price was up here, right? Into this level, it became less attractive, right? So don't complain about the Asian session is the moral of this story, right? There's loads of opportunities. Aussie dollar, US dollar today. I was interested in this, right? Now, I'm still interested in this. You can see my alarm, right? But we've kind of broken up, yeah. But again, this candle come all the way down here. If we started getting price coming down into here, I would have started buying in here too, right? Stops below here. Look to take price higher. I still might get into this trade. All right, so yeah, there you go, guys. That is all me there, all the trades that I am in. And as always, guys, if you want all of my trade ideas, right, please come join our free Discord channel. And if you want exactly when I enter, how I enter, why I enter, take profit, entry, stop loss, then please come join our VIP Discord as well. And also in there, guys, there's crazy amounts of tutorials and strategies. Let me have a drink. Right, let's take a few of your questions. Before I do, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and smash like. So Aussie dollar, US dollar, as we speak, is pulling back into an interesting area. Why do I like this trade? Because if we look at the daily, right, if we look at the daily there, we've broken this level in here, right, clearly. And we're getting bullish candles, right? We're in an uptrend and we're getting bullish candles. Yeah, and I'm already in US dollar, Canadian dollar, and I want to get out of that. So the dilemma I have here is if I want to get out of Aussie, out of US dollar, Canadian dollar, do I really want to get into Aussie dollar, US dollar? Now, technically, it is a setup, right? And to be quite frank, if we go back to the economic calendar, I'm going to wait for, these big pieces of news to come out, right? And these are big pieces of news. ADP non-farm and jolts, these are always a good precursor to NFPs, right? They're a pretty good indicator of what that will be like. So they're big figures, guys, right? So, yeah, we'll wait for that before I start making a decision on Aussie dollar, US dollar. Yeah, and I just wanted to share that as well, guys. Yeah, so there you go. Right, what else are we looking at? Let me just quickly say hello to the TikTok massive. I am zooming. I'm such a dinosaur. I am live streaming on TikTok as well. So hello, TikTok people. Please don't forget to leave me a rose on TikTok. It's all very romantic on TikTok. Right, who have we got in? So Cephas, Happy New Year. Luigi, hi. Ravi, hi. Mr. Billionaire, hi. Niraj, hello, Happy New Year. Max, how are you, mate? I'm in the same on Canadian dollar, Swiss francs, still waiting for a move. Yeah, it's ranging like a ranger. Ravi, I'm also considering a long on Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, if and when I get some supporting price action on H4. Can you please advise? Thanks. Certainly. Let's have a look at Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. And also, guys, please don't forget, I am going to give you the opportunity to win a $5,000 funded challenge, courtesy of Blueberry Funded or E8 Market. So I'll tell you exactly how to enter for that very briefly, very soon, not briefly. Bear with me, guys. It's like this is my job, right? So the first week back at work, your brain is slowly catching up, right? Like on Monday, you don't even know your own name. Yeah, you're like, what the hell has just happened over the festive period? What is my name? And now my brain is slowly getting into gear. So bear with me. Anyway, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Now, let's go to the daily because this is something we really need to be careful with this, right? So that high there, I'm pinpointing that high. I'm being very exact with it. That high there, right? And really, I mean, it is a daily resistance level, clearly, right? Reacted before, right? And we're at that level again. Now, on the daily, a clear break. That is a clear break. There's no ifs and buts. That is a key break of a resistance level, right? That's it, fact, right? But on the weekly chart, now look at the weekly candle. I mean, obviously we've got a couple more days before this weekly candle finishes, but let's imagine it finishes like this and it holds on to that level. Do you want to buy that if that happened? No, right? You don't want to buy it. So I'm very conscious of when a market is strongly trending upwards, but it's back at a weekly resistance level where price reacted quite strongly previously. And this is what we're seeing here. And this is also, this is also not playing on my mind. What's the right word? This is also in my thought process when I'm looking at Aussie dollar, US dollar, and also Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, and also Aussie dollar yen, right? Those are a couple of my trades today that I'm looking at. So, yeah, that's the thing, right? That's what makes it uncomfortable for me. If we go to the daily as well, things are a little bit overextended. You could use the RSI indicator, right? You could. That will tell you that things are starting to look a little bit overextended. But I don't need that, guys, right? You can see here we've got our smart river, right? This is part of our price action 101 indicator, right? If you're interested in it, please go to the website and check it out. And price is, very removed from this level. So we're at a weekly resistance level. Christ, let me draw that line again. We're, a reason, not crazy overextended, but we're a reasonable distance away from this smart river here. So buying Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar doesn't sit well with me for those reasons. Right, so I'm less keen to buy it, and look, I mean, it's an if, right? This hasn't finished yet, but if the daily candle finishes like that, definitely not interested. It's just this big bullish candle breaking this level that leads you into thinking, this could be a good opportunity, right? I'll tell you what I'm going to do is have a look at the monthly as well. Yeah, there you go, guys. That doesn't fill me with confidence either, right? This level actually held with this big bearish monthly candle. And we are literally back at the top of that wick, right? Again, look at where our river is. Things are a little overextended. So, yeah, for me, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar is not a buy trade. It's not a sell trade either, not yet. Right, but it's not a buy trade at the moment for me, right? So yeah, hope that helps. Right, what else we got? Gibbonization. Hi Tom, pound US dollar and platinum, please. Okay, we can take a look at that. Iran, hi, happy new year. Luigi, can we have a look at euro pound? Certainly. Broda is a supporter of the channel. So thank you very much, Broda. Much appreciated. You too can show your support, guys, by just joining our Simply Forex YouTube channel. And you can become a supporter, guys, right? So if you like what you see every day, please support us. I say us. Yeah, us. Nero, how are you? Better late than never. Okay. So, where were we first? Gibbonization. Let's have a look at pound US dollar. Where are we? Pound US dollar. So, we looked at this yesterday. Let's go to the daily chart. And let's start with the weekly, actually. I would always start with the daily, but let's start with the weekly because this is clearly a resistance level, right? Now, can we make it back up to 1.36? Right, but price tends to want to get to these psychological levels, right? And, it's my God, my lines today, I apologize. I haven't been drinking. Can we make it back up to there? Now, if we look at the day chart, we are clearly uptrending. It's a very nice, clear uptrend. This is like, when you see, when you see YouTubers or people teaching you trend and structure, that is the quintessential uptrend. Like it's literally doing that, right? It's like an exercise book uptrend. But, we are at that resistance level and we're not quite there, right? But we've had a big bearish candle react. So yesterday, right, if we go back a day, it's quite annoying, this new thing, start a replay. Yeah, of course, right? If we go back a day, yesterday, I was all over pound US dollar, right? I was thinking this could be a buy trade, right? Take it back up to here, right? But what a difference a day makes, yeah? So if we get out of here now I'm not interested because we've had a bearish reaction. My support and resistance levels are pretty good, as I'm sure everyone else's are, right? You can clearly see levels. Now, it didn't quite hit my level, like by literally a couple of pips. That's okay. It's still a rejection at that level. So yesterday I was a buyer of pound US dollar. Today I am not. Today I am not interested. We're in a daily uptrend. We're at resistance and we've got a bearish reaction. So I don't really need to go any further than that. I won't go past the daily chart, right? There's no point. Let's have a look at see what the H4 is doing though. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if it holds on to this level, this is how I would trade it. And this is a good little way to think of things, guys, right? So pound US dollar's in an uptrend, but we've got a bearish candle and we're not sure who's in control, right? We're not. Okay. Now your bias is to buy, right? Because the daily's bullish. But I would say to myself this, right? You've got this level here. My lines are terrible. Right, you've got this level here, right? That last high, and you've got these lows here, right? If that breaks, I'm not interested in this trade whatsoever because we're in a daily uptrend, right? But if we break this, it's not exactly a big lower high, but if it breaks that level, it gives you more confidence to take the buy. So this would be a case of me waiting for the trade to show me what to do, right? So sometimes I will take a trade aggressively because everything's so clear on the daily, like uptrend, bullish candle, everything's pulling in the right direction. Weekly looks really nice. Then I'll be aggressive. But if the day chart looks like this pound US dollar day chart, then I will wait for something like this to happen. It just gives me more confluence, right? So sometimes I do wait for structure breaks. Sometimes I get straight into the trade. And those are the reasons why. And again, there are lots of tutorials in the VIP Discord, guys. So please come join it. Please go check it out. I want you to learn. So yeah, pound US dollar gibbonization. Guys, what else are we going to look at? Right, I think we should do the $5,000 giveaway now, right? Before we do, guys, if I could please ask everyone to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash that like button. If you don't, we will send the editor around your house. I'm only joking. And also, guys, if you look above my head, please go check out these things, right? So first of all, the website, www.simply-forex.com. On there, you have got access to so much premium trading education, right? You've got the Forex course that I created, you've got the VIP Discord, you've got the mentorship program, and you've got our price action 101 indicator, right? There's something on there for everyone. Next, guys, please come join our free Discord. It's free, so please come join it. Come speak to like-minded traders, share knowledge, ideas, have a chit-chat. You don't have to trade on your own, right? We've got a community for you. And then finally, guys, if we look at Pepperstone, Pepperstone is a world-class leading broker and our preferred broker of choice. And if you sign up with them using our link, we will give you access to the VIP for free. We've also got 4 hours of a price action masterclass to give you. And if that's not enough, we'll give you an essential trading view subscription as well. What else do you need? Yeah, sign up today. Right, let me have a swig of water. And this is how you need to sign up, guys. So what you need to do to win the $5,000 challenge is you need to sign up for our Discord. Okay, our free Discord. It's free. All the links for everything I just said are in the video description. So go find the free Discord link, sign up. And our question of the day, let me just show you quickly, right, is here. Okay, so let me just go here. Let me go to Forex chat. Right, so here you go. TikTokers, you probably can't see this, but go check the free Discord. You can also join the challenge. So, question of the day is this, okay? What breaks your trading discipline more, boredom, fear, or something else? So you can clearly see, guys, we've already had some people answer. All right, so please get involved. Just leave your answer below, and then we will randomly pick a winner for the $5,000 funded challenge. All right, guys, so yeah, get involved, join our Discord, answer the question. You can be a winner. Right, what else are we looking at? Luigi wants to look at euro pound. Yeah, I've wanted to sell this one. So let's take a look at it. It just hasn't retraced enough, right? So if we go down to the daily, I still want to sell this, right? Because daily is clearly in a downtrend, right? Now, this is not one of my trade, excuse me, guys, this is not one of my trade ideas for today because it's just down here. There's no value, right? But I want to sell it. So what I'm going to need to, I want to sell it because it's also broken this support level. So if it breaks one support level, there's a strong probability it'll make it to the next support level, right? It's the same in an uptrend. Look, you have a resistance level here, you break it, there's a strong probability it will go to the next resistance level, right? Simple price action, guys, right? You must understand these things, right? So I want to sell euro pound, but you know, there's just no value. I want to see a pullback. I've got an alarm in here, right? In fact, I'm going to remove it. Okay, because to be honest with you, I'd want a deeper retrace anyway. You know, perhaps a retrace back into here would be nice. Maybe our smart river comes round and we've got something in here. My God, looks like the scribblings of a madman, right? But if those things happen and we get a, you know, retrace into here, I think this could be a good sell trade. But right now, it's not. If we look at the weekly chart, you know, like I spoke about before with weekly levels, we do need to be careful, right? Because if this weekly candle finished here and it looked, let's say it looked like this, right? With a wick that's rejected those lows, then I'm not interested in euro pound sales, right? But if we still get these bearish weekly candles, right, I'm still very much interested in coming down to these lows here. And you can see we've had that, yeah, we've had a break of this level and we're starting to see lower highs, right? So yeah, I would look to sell euro pound. This was actually one of my weekly trade ideas. So guys, every Saturday I post the weekly Forex forecast, and that gives you all of my trade ideas for the week ahead. And euro pound sales was one of them. And it's been coming down, guys. All right, so go check that out every Saturday. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for, Luigi. There's no value at the moment. What else are we looking at, guys? Dan Laguna. Dan Laguna, we've got you on Thursday. Is it Wednesday night? It's on at like midnight out here. And I need my beauty sleep, so I might record it and watch it in the morning. Hi, Tom. Pound Canadian dollar, if you don't mind. Also, can we have a stream on Friday to discuss the Arsenal-Liverpool game? If Liverpool win, me and you, Dan, can have a one-on-one stream. If Liverpool lose, I was about to say I'll be down the pub, but I'm not. I will be crying into my pillow. Pound Canadian dollar. Yeah. I like this level for sells. I know Max likes this level, right? So yeah, I think it's a sell trade, right? Because if you just look at the weekly, I wouldn't normally start on the weekly, but let's look at the weekly, right? This level was just holding, and you could see price just getting more and more contracted, and it had to go somewhere, and it went down. And now we're kind of like this, right? We're in a lower highs, we're in a downtrend, lower lows. So we're definitely in a downtrend, right? Stroke range. So if I'm in a downtrend stroke range, I want to come from the top of the range back down to the low, right? So that's the weekly chart. But on the daily, right, things are pretty bullish, right? We saw that pound strength a couple of days ago. And, again, we've had, this was just Christmas consolidation and then bang. So, yeah, I mean, I am interested in selling at this level, but I will wait for a long time, to be honest with you, because what will need to happen is something like this. Maybe it bounces off here, comes back up, tests this, right? As long as this level holds, I'm interested. And then we end up getting something like this, right? That breaks this level. And then I'm really interested in selling it. Because right now, if I started selling it now, it's simply a weekly trade and a swing trade. And there's nothing wrong with that. Of course there's not, right? But I wait for more intraday opportunities. Okay, you wouldn't believe that with Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. I've been in that 7 years, but that was Christmas. But that's what I'll be waiting for. To trade it aggressively, because if we like this level, right, and we get a big bear, let's say we get this candle finishes like this, right, then the market's telling you that sellers have taken control at this level, right? And at that point, my target will be here, right? And this 185.50, 185.500, you know what I mean, will be the target. But I need to see a H4 breakdown in here. So let's see what's happening on the H4. Yeah, and we're not getting one as yet. So what you'll probably find is this, guys. When price is strongly trending like this, right, but you're at a resistance level, what you get is sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers. You normally get consolidation, right? So if this happens, you could trade the H4 more aggressively. If you get a breakdown of this consolidation, start selling in here, stops up here, and look to come lower, right? But I don't think this is ready. It's not ready for me for a sell trade as yet, right? There's not enough confluence to take this trade. But ultimately, the higher time frames are telling me that I want to sell this. So there you go, Dan Laguna. I hope your team loses on Thursday or Wednesday, whatever time it is. I don't know because of the time difference. So Max, wants to short it. Dan Laguna is saying potentially after the news. Yeah, okay. Niraj is planning to short New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So, guys, okay, so Gibbonization, you're answering the question, but you need to do it in the Discord. So if you want to be in with a chance of winning that $5,000, good answers, but do it in the Discord channel, Gibbonization. And also that goes for Niraj as well, right? So go into the Discord and leave your answer. That's how you enter. Okay, Niraj, planning to short New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Right, let's take a look at this. Yeah, New Zealand dollar, US dollar needs to do. Yeah, okay. So we spoke about this yesterday, right? We're clearly in an uptrend, right? But started here. Let's do this properly. Christ, let me start that again. Excuse my lines today, guys. It is the first week in January. Right, this is what we're seeing. Right, so we're in an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, and these lows are holding. Right now, I know this is a very good support and resistance level, because if I zoom out, you can just see, right? It's not, again, this is very important, guys. Everything I show you is a fact, right? It's very important. I'm not into I'm not into making predictions. I'm not into being right all the time. I'm not into, guessing what the future will hold, right? You're probably thinking, Tom, what the hell are you on about? That is trading, but it's not. Trading for me is collating data or collating facts and using those facts to make a decision. And your decision will be, yes, I can buy it, or yes, I can sell it, or I should stay out of the market. And that's it. Right? So I use facts to get to one of those answers. Right? So let's look at the facts and look at the result of the data. Okay, now this is a really nice support and resistance level, right? Fact. Okay, if I show you the weekly, it supports that, right? You can see, right, price has reacted many times at this level. Okay, if we go back to the daily, so if we're in an uptrend, right, I want to buy the market, right? But I do not want to buy into resistance. Simple as that. I just don't, right? So without really doing any more analysis, I would be, I'm not interested in this trade, right? And that's that, really. Don't overcomplicate it, but we can look at more facts, right? So we're in an uptrend, we want to buy it, right? We're trading into resistance. That's a big no-no. We have a doji plus a bit of, a bit of a wick reaction at that level. That's a bit of a no-no, right? So I've got a couple of things telling me I can't buy it, so I don't buy it. Right? It's like if you're going to buy a car, and it looks beautiful and it looks wonderful, but there's a problem with the gearbox, right? You're thinking, do I want to buy it? Or there's a problem with the exhaust. I don't know where I'm going with this analogy, but bear with me. It just makes you less keen on buying the car. And that's exactly what I've shown you, just reasons why I'm less keen on buying New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So I would stay out, and that's that, right? For me to look for a trade here, right, I want to see a breakdown of this level, right? Or really, I want to see a break of that level, because in here, you might find just price, just ranges, because you've got resistance and support. So obviously you get buyers here and you get sellers here. And that's what causes a contraction and a range at support and resistance levels. So it needs to give me a clear direction first, right? So yeah, there you go, Niraj. Hope that helps. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Please come join our free Discord channel. It's free. We've got a great trading community. Come join that as well. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Always appreciate your time. I can see there's loads more questions. Sorry we couldn't get through them all, guys. But again, save your questions for tomorrow and get them over to me. So same time tomorrow, more of the same, guys, on the live stream. Have a great trading day. See you later.